All right, everyone, welcome back to Breslov Efrat here at Shirat David, Baruch Hashem. Okay, we're in the middle of learning Halachos Tefillin, Likutey Halachos, Baruch Hashem, we're in Halacha Hey, and we're in the middle of letter Mem Gimel, 43. All right, so we stopped in the middle of 43. It's a long letter, and it's a very, very important letter. We were learning yesterday about there are three types of tefillahs, right? There are three categories of tefillah. One category of tefillah is tefillah l'Moshe. We said, right? Tefillah l'Moshe. Moshe was very, very, very persistent in his davening, right? Moshe Rabbeinu was on a level of his own. No one comes close to Moshe Rabbeinu's level of tefillah. Because again, no one came close to Moshe Rabbeinu as with their connection to Hashem, as Moshe Rabbeinu did. Right? Pel. Right? Poel. Okay, and listen, it's unbelievable. Moshe Rabbeinu, unbelievable. Anyway, then the second one is David HaMelech, Tefillah LeDavid, right? King, Malchus. Right, Malchus, and the third one was Tefillah La'ani, right? Tefillah La'ani, the impoverished, right? And we learned the beautiful words of the Zohar Kodesh, and you can look at you can listen to yesterday's lesson if you like to see those words. They're unbelievable. Where the Zohar really explains that there can be all kind of very wonderful people davening, and people that put a lot of effort into their avoda, into a lot of effort into their kedushin, their tahara, a lot of effort into everything of the years of learning, closeness to Hashem. But then when this is ani, when you have this impoverished person that feels that he's lost, and he feels that he only can hope in Hashem, only hope in Hashem, and that ani turns to Hashem and he cries to Hashem, because he knows his only salvation can come from Hashem at that time. So he said that really all the other tefillahs are put on hold. Hashem puts all those other tefillahs on hold, and he says, let me see this tefillah. He wants this tefillah, of the tefillah of the ani. Hashem, and he said that Hashem enwraps himself into that tefillah. He loves that tefillah. Right? That's how important the tefillah of the ani is. And that's the most beautiful thing, is because any one of us at any time can be that person. We all have the opportunity at any time. So it's not like Rav Nosson saying, you have to be on this great level in order to achieve this. No, you could be on whatever level you're on and achieve this. How do you like that? Is that amazing? That's why it's one of the most amazing concepts. Because it's not telling you, okay, you have to work, and then you can get there. No, here, whatever level you're at, you can achieve this. Amazing, right? That truly is amazing.
Absolutely. That
truly is amazing. So let's see what the Rebbe says today. Okay, we're up to V'sistadek, dakdek, Heite b'chol dibur v'dibur shel divrei haZohar HaKodesh. And pay good, close attention to every single word of that, what we learned yesterday. How the Zohar was so giving us all that encouragement that we could do this, that we can accomplish this. V'tovin heitiv kama yoka divrei hizboidus sheshoidchin sichosai l'fnei Hashem yizbarach. And see how precious your hizboidus is when you pour out your heart to Hashem. Is that amazing? When you pour out your heart to Hashem, at that time, you can open up gates. It breaks open everything that's normally closed. It opens everything up, and the tefillah can go directly to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And even though the malachim are screaming, "What's going on? Who is this guy?" What? I don't care. Push them away. Tefillah goes straight up. Unreal. All right. So then you'll tell me, so then Rav Nosson is going to say, okay, good. So hey Rav Nosson, I took your advice. I've been doing this for a long time, and I don't see any benefit. I don't see the result. I'm davening for these things. I'm taking your advice. I'm listening to what the Zohar says. And I'm davening and I'm really pouring my heart out. But it's not, I don't see it. I don't see where's the result? Afal pichein kol diba v'diba einay neved rak kulam menuim usefurim ugenuzim be'oitzroisav. Every one of those words you should know. They're counted. They're placed away in HaKadosh Baruch Hu's treasure, in his storehouse, his treasure room. HaKadosh Baruch Hu has his treasure, and he treasures every single one of those words. V'gam ki. We have to have this emunah. We have to have this emunah that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is keeping every one of the words, right? While we're here in this world, and we're in our bodies, in this world, when we're physical, we have no idea if we accomplished or we didn't accomplish. We can't understand. We're not that in touch with it. We don't know. We don't know. The body thinks this, that, the other. We don't know. Because even if you didn't accomplish anything, but you rather only accomplished something where the needle of the hole of the needle of the needle, like the chut hamacha. You have a needle and you have that thing. You ever try to thread a needle, right? It's hard to do that, right? So even if you only were only able to open up a little hole like that, the hole on the needle. Achas, only one of them. Pam achas kol yimei chaya. And you only open up one of those little tiny holes all the days of your life. Kam zeh yoker mikol chay olam hazeh. That moment is more precious than all of life altogether. That one moment. That one moment is more precious than all of life altogether. Is that amazing? That one moment. That little tiny opening. That's what Rav Nosson keeps telling us, Oirich Yomim. We have to make our days longer. Make a lot of days, a lot of time. Because that's what we have. That's our oitzer. That's our true wealth. The time that we keep, that we save from this world, that's our wealth that we have in the next world for eternity. What we have in this world is only whatever it is, but the next world is for eternity. And even if a person tried to make a movement, a little bit to come close to Hashem, a little bit, maybe he's even less than the opening of the needle. Hard to imagine that, right? Because that hole is so small. That hole is so small. Al yedei zeh rotzim v'holchim gam kein alofim v'rilvos parsois b'olamos elyonim. You see, when you do something small down here, we think it's only this little thing that you accomplish, but up on high, you're accomplishing a whole lot. See, the same way it works like this. If you take a long rope, right? Let's say you had a 6-story building and you had a rope, and you drop the rope down from the 6th floor all the way down to the bottom. It doesn't touch the bottom, it's just down by the bottom. If you're on the top and you're shaking that rope, on the bottom it's going to make a lot, it's going to dance around a lot. But I'm only moving it a little bit on the top. But it's going to move, it's going to reverberate a lot on the bottom. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's how it works with us. See, we're down here, we make a little tiny movement, but it makes a big commotion up in Shemaya. That little movement that we make. And again, the lower we are, and we make that movement, the more reverberation it makes. because you're further away. So the further you're away, the more it shakes. Right? If you had that rope and you're on the 6th floor and you did it only to the 5th floor, so it won't shake too much. The 4th floor a little more, 3rd floor a little more, 2nd floor, but when you get to the bottom, it's going to shake a lot. So if a person's on a high level, when he makes a movement, it doesn't really make such a commotion up in Shemayim because he's already there. But if the guy is low and he comes close to Hashem, wow, is that impressive. See the encouragement Reb Nosson gives us? Is that wonderful encouragement?
It is.
The Yetzer Hara says, well, what are you accomplishing? He tells you the other way around. He says, yeah, come on, what are you accomplishing? You're reading this stuff, you don't even know what you're reading. What are you doing? Who are you fooling? I'm not fooling anyone. I'm accomplishing a lot. He doesn't want us to accomplish. That's the problem. You understand? There was one time a tzaddik. Rabbi Nachman speaks about this story. It's in after his talks, after Sipurei Maisias. After he finished telling the Sipurei Maisias, he said over this thing. There was one time a tzaddik shepam achas nafal olav atzvus gadol. There was one time a tzaddik that he lost his levels. The tzaddik was on a great level, and he lost everything. He couldn't remember anything, nothing. He lost all connection with everything. There's a story like that with the Kedushas Levi also. The Kedushas Levi, one time when he was an older man, he just forgot everything. Could you believe this? The Kedushas Levi forgot everything. And he was with somebody, and he said, I don't know anything, but you know what? Let me take out the Aleph Beis book. The Aleph Bina. Let me take out the Aleph Beis book. Could you believe this? Kedushas Levi takes out the Aleph. He's doing Aleph, Beis. Starting again. Gimel, Dalet, Hey, Vav. And then it started to come back to him. He started again. That's what we keep learning. This whole lesson is about always starting again. Right? Every day is a new day. Every day start again. So this tzaddik forgot everything. He had an answer. He just lost everything. So what happened? This tzaddik, Rabbi Nachman's story, says like this. He didn't know what to do. He felt so low. He felt so low. He felt so far away from Hashem. But do you know what happened? He made the bracha Shelo Yasani Goy. Wow. I may be low, but I'm not a Goy. I'm a Jew. Wow. And that gave him simcha. That gave him a tremendous simcha that he realized he's a Jew, he's not a Goy. And that has nothing to do with any of us. That has nothing to do with us. The fact that we were born Jews, that's amazing. Right? That's amazing by itself. How many lotteries did we win, right? To become a Jew? Wow. A human being and a Jew on top of it? Unbelievable. Right? You understand that concept?
Yeah, I've been trying to relate to how special it is to be Jewish.
Yeah. It's very simple. Just ask any guy in the world to tell you how great it is to be a Jew, right? Go to the United Nations, they'll tell you how great it is to be a Jew, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's why we need to learn this. Because the noise out in the world says Jews are no good. But this tzaddik was so happy that he was a Jew. It happened one time, David HaMelech. We were learning about Tefillah LeDavid, right? Tefillah LeDavid. David HaMelech was one time in the bathhouse. He was going to take a bath, right? The king needs to take a bath too, right? And he was upset. He realized he was unclothed because he was taking to take a bath. You know, you can't take a bath with your clothes on, right? And he realized that he doesn't have any mitzvahs. But then he saw he has his bris. So he was happy with that. Look at these things that we have, right? We wear our tzitzis, right? You wear tzitzis, right? You wear tzitzis. You know that every second you wear tzitzis, you get another mitzvah? Every second, you're getting another mitzvah. You realize that?
Yeah, so when I was growing up, and I was in my community, and I was in a community where I really loved being Jewish. Our level of observance wasn't great, but 95% of the community was Jewish, and I loved being Jewish.
Okay.
And it felt special. But then it kind of felt like, well, why are we more special
than anyone else?
And is that a little bit on the
bias side,
bragging side, or arrogance? Or, better than you. So I haven't been able to wrestle feeling good about being Jewish and not feel like I'm not bragging or being arrogant.
Yeah. You're not arrogant. It's the fact that we're Jewish. You had an aliyah today, right? You said, Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. You chose us from all the other nations.
Right.
Hashem chose us from all the other nations. Has nothing to do with what you did.
Right.
Has nothing to do with what you did. God chose us. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'nasan lanu es tayrasai. Baruch atah Hashem. We bless God for giving us the Torah. And that's what separates us from all the rest of the world. They don't have the Torah.
Well, is that part of why they don't like us? Because God gave us the Torah?
Yes, God gave us the Torah. But God offered them the Torah too. And they said no. Remember?
I have to remember that.
God offered them the Torah first. And they said, no, we don't want it. He went to Esav and he said, would you like the Torah? What does it say inside? Right? Oh, you can't kill. Oh, no, God, that's what we do. We live by our sword. we have to kill. We can't do that. I'm sorry, we can't take your Torah, Hashem. And then they went to Yishmael. Yishmael, you can't commit adultery. What? But that's what we do. So I'm sorry, Hashem, we can't take your Torah. And he went to all the nations of the world, and they all said they needed something that didn't work with Hashem's Torah. Right? He went to the French, and the French said, it says in the Torah, Hashem, I can't eat, all these, the stuff from the sea and all the stuff from the earth, and I can't eat rodents and stuff, right? We have to eat our escargot, right? We have to eat our snails. So I'm sorry, Hashem, we can't have your Torah, right? I'm just giving you silly examples, but each nation was the same thing. It was something else. Hashem offered it to them. And they said no. But we said yes. And that's why we're special.
Because we said yes.
Because we said yes. They all said no. We said yes. And that's why Hashem chose us from all the other nations. Isn't it nice? I mean, if you think about it, it was really fixed, right? Because Hashem knew what Esav was going to say, and he knew what Yishmael was going to say. He knows all of that, but yet he still went through with the thing, and he did it, right? He went through the whole formality, and he went through it, and he did it. And Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. We have to remember that. It's very, very important to remember Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. We were chosen from all the other nations. That's why all the other nations in the UN today, all the other nations are against the Jews.
So in other words, say, look, don't get mad at us. You got just,
it's your fault.
It's your ancestry that said no. What are you picking on me for?
Yeah. No, it was more than their ancestry. It was really their malach.
The malach.
The malach that runs their nations. Right? Yeah. All right, listen, it's deep stuff. Okay, but anyway, listen.
It helps.
But this tzaddik was so happy. That's how we got to this. This tzaddik was so happy that he was a Jew. And that lifted him up. And that's why we can use these things. We can use these things. Right? Now you learn that when you wear your tzitzis, you're getting a mitzvah every second you wear your tzitzis. Look how many mitzvahs I got today.
So what does that mean then? I mean, what do we do? What are these mitzvahs?
Well, they're up there. You're in our, what do you mean? What does it mean?
I mean,
you're an accountant, right? So people, they can earn their money, interest on their money compounded. What does it mean, compounded? What does that mean?
It grows.
Grows, right? Right. How does it grow?
It's bigger.
How does it get bigger? Because you use the interest and you keep building with the money that you keep making, building onto the principal, right? But that's our mitzvahs. They're compounded daily. They get compounded with all the other mitzvahs. We get a huge spiritual bank account. That's what it means. That's what it means.
I know, and I know that's what it means, and I don't know what that means, if that makes any sense.
Okay, so again, do you really understand the numbers, and when a government says that there's $1 trillion deficit, do we really understand it? We could say it.
Yeah.
Does anyone really understand it? Does anyone really understand it?
Someone maybe, but not me. Yeah.
No one really understands it. No one really understands. But why does Hashem make these big things in the world? To show us. This is all silly. These things are all silly. We're accomplishing so much. We have no idea. We have no idea. We just learned that if a person came to the world and he just did one little opening of a pin, he accomplished. Wow, that was amazing. But look what we're accomplishing on a daily basis. Baruch Hashem, right? Tefillin, wow. Mezuzah you have on your house, right? These are mitzvah d'oraisa, right? Tzitzis, wow. 3 things, right? You have your bris, pretty good, right? Birchas kahanim, look at all those words you said. Huh? Nice, a lot of words, right? You made a blessing, right? Pretty good, right? Okay. You have to strengthen yourself with this so much so. Without any measure. Like we said with Rachel Imenu. Rachel Imenu was davening so much. What about me, Hashem? Okay, I understand that my maidservant, she can have the baby, and my sister, but what about me? She was relentless. She was relentless in davening to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. At the end, the bakasha will be answered. At the end, what you requested will be answered. In the same way, she was equated with her sister by also having part and parcel in building the shvatim. So too, you and I, if we take this advice and we keep plowing at it and we keep working at it, we too can be equated with all the kesherim, with all the nice, wonderful Jews and the tzaddikim, because we're also in that program. We're in that program. We're in that club. We're in the club, right? You have to be in the club. You have to be in the club, right? You have to be in it to win it, right? They said, right? You have to be in it to win it, right? So this is being in it to win it, but this is the real winning. This is how we really win. That's all silly, but it's a cute saying, right? You have to be in it to win it, right? So you have to be in this in order to win, to be like the ksherim and the tzaddikim. Because this is what we're striving to do. So Rachel said, Gam yacholti. Also, I can do this. I can do this. I will be successful. I can and I will be. Shehiskim al yodi shehis akashti kol kach. I was such an action. I davened so much to Hashem. I pleaded and I begged, and I was relentless in my tefillah. And I was so persistent in my tefillah. Lahavtzia harbe lemokim afal pishet nidmeli kama pamen sheshuv lo yeilu divorai chas v'sholem. And I kept going at it, even though it seemed to me so many times my words aren't getting anywhere. But I kept going at it. And then you will be successful. Because you don't know which tefillah it'll be. That last one, you don't know which one it'll be. Ba'afal piche nis akashti atzmi bakshonus godol. And therefore, Rachel Imeinu says that I was so persistent. I was so relentless. Believe Shia without any measure at all. I didn't care. She just kept going at it. B'soif kol soif gam yecholti shehiskim al yodei liyoi shova la'achai, that I will be equated in this case with my brothers, because I'm working on it so much. I too will be equated with my brothers. Liskariv Hashem Yisbarach be'emes amen v'amen. That I can come close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I can come close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu in truth. Not because I'm trying to impress anybody. Not because I'm trying to do this no, I'm doing this only to become close to you, Hashem. That's the emes. That's why I do what I do, because I want to be close to you, Hashem. And that's an amazing. This is such a beautiful. This finishes Mem Gimel. It's perhaps one of the most important lessons to really give us that chizuk, that everything we do, mamish, counts. And don't think, well, I didn't do this and I didn't do that. Well, what did you do? Look what you did accomplish. You understand? It's such a beautiful lesson that I really wish everyone listens to this and everyone really takes this to heart, because it could really lift anybody out of anything, give everyone the chizuk that they need to become also the people that they need to be. The same way Rachel Imeinu wasn't able to have children, but she just kept davening to Hashem. She just kept davening in a relentless way, so too we can do that also. Okay, this is the end of Halacha Hey. Halacha Hey Mem Gimel. Okay, now we're going to take on something new. Okay, a new concept. So I'm going to end the video over here, so that way we're going to end everyone's shkoyach.